It's Friday.
Sorry, my bad. Off you go, Gary.
Good afternoon. We haven't done this very often, so I'm sorry if you got a bit of an early blurb there, but here we go. That was just the recorded version. Never mind. Thanks, Furlough. It's Friday yet again. I love my Fridays, but only because I get to talk to you all. And this is the 161st time we've had an episode of ICB TV. It's Friday, the 3rd of September, and you'll see that I am actually reading that just so I don't get it wrong. One thing I won't get wrong, of course, is who's on with me today, Jacquie Mount. Hi, Jacquie.
Hi, everyone. Nice to be with you again. It's going to be one of those afternoons, I think, Gary.
Yeah, it might well be. We're also bringing a couple of other people on later. We've got Sobi, Harry Harron with us, and we've got Alex Clark, and they're coming on to tell you some very exciting news about Summit and about the LUCA Awards. Now, those tickets are going to be available from 3 o'clock, so don't go on now, or we'll give you a bad mark because you've switched off TV to go and buy your ticket. So you can do it at 3. And also, I think Sobi is going to be mentioning a special offer, an extra £5 off the early bird tickets. So a good price anyway, but early bird tickets. But you'll need a code, and you'll be given that code at some stage a little bit later on. So hang in for the whole of this, please. Anyway, Jacquie, not quite so busy at the moment. Things are winding down.
Yeah, it's been a quiet week. There's a couple of things come out of HMRC, but obviously we've got bank holiday, so everybody's working a bit behind. It's been a short week for everybody this week, HMRC included. But there are a couple of things of note that have come out, some this morning and some yesterday. There was an announcement came out yesterday about the end of the coronavirus job retention scheme. Now, as you know, that finishes at the end of September. And it's not, as far as we know, going to be extended. However, what HMRC have said is they've issued the rules as to what happens about your employees when they come out at the end of CGRS and furlough officially finishes. So I think it would be worthwhile mentioning that today. Now, once we come out of furlough, as you know, probably if you're involved in this, most employees are probably now back at least flexibly. I don't know what the percentage of people are that are still on full-time furlough, but those who are still full-time furloughed, it's a question of whether the businesses are going to be able to afford to keep going if they haven't opened up already, once they're getting no support at all for paying their staff. And we did say some time ago that we need to watch out for what could possibly be a huge tranche of redundancies coming through. Now, that's been mentioned this week by HMRC. And basically what happens from the 1st of October is that there are 3 options for those people who are still on furlough. Either option 1 is that they come back on the full-time basis or under their pre-existing conditions, terms and conditions of employment. So if they were full-time, they come back full-time. If they were part-time, they come back on exactly the same contract. Now, anyone that's coming back off some form of statutory leave, statutory maternity leave, etc., the rules are exactly the same. If they come back, they have to come back on their existing contract terms and conditions on their contract. Now, the second option, of course, is to terminate their employment completely due to redundancy. Now, redundancy is because their job is no longer there, because perhaps the business is ceasing or is not able to trade the way it was and staff are being made redundant. Now, please be aware that if that is going to happen and you're involved in this, your clients must follow the existing rules for redundancies. So there is a set pattern as to what happens if you're going to make staff redundant. I'm not going to go into that because it's really formed part of this afternoon. But the second option is redundancy. Now, the third option is one where you can bring them back under a negotiated different contract. So if, for example, the business is still not running full time and you need to bring them back part time, you can do that as long as you have an agreed terms and conditions with them, and they have to be re-agreed. Now, you'll have had some temporary terms and conditions in place for coronavirus anyway. It may be that there's a renegotiation along those lines. But what I will say is what was pointed out is that in all of these, or in both of these last 2 decisions, either through redundancy or through renegotiation of contract, you must make sure that all the equality and discrimination laws are followed. So you do have to make sure that if you take this decision, it's taken for the correct reasons and not just because you don't like someone or don't want them back or something like that. So do watch out for the legal side. Unlikely that our members will be involved in that because it's much more HR than payroll, and certainly not really to do with the bookkeeping side, but just be aware that you should be aware of that. The only other thing that's came out yesterday, popped into my inbox, was from Companies House. Companies House is still asking that if you are filing returns, you try to get them in as soon as possible. Please do not leave them to the last day. Now that's going to be year-end accounts reporting or the annual returns or whatever it is you're reporting. Try to get those in as soon as possible because there are still some delays in completing those. And of course, if you're late with them, there could be fines and that sort of thing. So those are actually, oh no, there is one more, sorry. Going back to the CJRS, if you need to amend a claim, now, at the moment, under the current situation, you have 28 days from the end of the month or the last reporting date for the month to make an amendment. So for July, you can no longer amend your July dates because we're beyond the end of August. But if you want to make an amendment to a claim, either to increase it or decrease it and pay some money back, you've got till the 28th of September to do that. You're currently putting in your September claims now. You've got till the 28th of October to amend that claim. And then that's the final deadline. The 28th of October is the final deadline for actually submitting everything. So those are all the notices I've got. Now I've got two requests. We have talked about going back to Brexit, import VAT. We've talked about postponed VAT accounting. Now, just very briefly, as you're aware, if you're using the postponed VAT accounting, what should be happening in theory is that you're importing your goods, you're paying all your delivery and your goods, and then you get a postponed VAT report that you can download from HMRC, which shows you the amount of postponed VAT that you're going to put through your VAT return. Now, what's happened to at least 3 members that have been in touch with me is that either there is a delay in that VAT being reported down to you. So let's say, for example, you imported something in May and you still by the end of July haven't had the report back, or it's coming back in the next VAT quarter. What are you going to do with claiming the VAT? And the other one is that some of these items aren't even appearing on the VAT reports. Now, I have gone back to HMRC on this and I chased them again this week, and they have actually come back with an answer. And would you believe, my explanation isn't good enough, and what they're asking me for are some specific examples of where this may have gone wrong. So what I'm asking is, if anybody is in this situation, and I have emailed one member this morning about this, what I would very much like if you could send me, and the information must be redacted, I don't want anything to do with your clients on this, but if you have an import invoice which is showing that it's been imported at 0 rate, but there's a postponed VAT or something, and then you have a delayed postponed VAT report, I would be very interested in getting some information on that, because then we can go back to HMRC. I can send it to the department that's concerned. We have a contact there now. I have a name. I can go back to them. They're looking into this. So anybody that's got anything, even if it's historical, it doesn't need to be current, it can be historical, please do let me know. You know how to get in touch with us now, and we'll take it from there. And the only other query I've got is, I'm looking for some topics for Technical Tuesday. Now, when I asked this last time, I got 2. I got IR35 and partial exemption VAT, which I have to say kept me busy and kept me going. I'm looking for some more topics. I can come up with topics for Technical Tuesday, but if there's anything that's a burning issue that you want to find out about or you want to hear about, do please email us in and I'll try and put something together for you. So that's all from me for today, Gary. So I will.
Yeah, well, you don't have to worry about next Tuesday, of course, because next Tuesday we've got the Sage Day. So
we have
a little bit earlier. Don't get caught out. You can see it later, but that's on midday, isn't it, Jackie?
Yeah.
12 o'clock?
Yeah.
Okay, it's talking about their latest product ranges. I think we're going to get a lot of this now coming up towards the autumn, coming up towards our summit time, which was always a big time for new products and new announcements. Yeah. So keep an eye out.
It's actually, sorry, Gary, it's actually also a lot to do with them, what Sage are doing on MTD for ITSA. And they're homing in on that. And we've got some speakers from Sage. Werner's coming on. I'm on. Steve Worrell's coming on to give the bookkeepers perspective. So, yeah, it should be a good session.
Okay. Yeah, no, that'll be interesting. We've had some good sessions with them, and that's great. Now, this man here, those of you who haven't seen this man since I'm trying to pull it away, is right there we are. That is LUCA. You'll notice he's a little different to former LUCAs. This is the silver LUCA. Unfortunately, not sterling silver, but silver LUCA. Because this year is the 25th anniversary of ICB, and that's technically the silver anniversary. So we've decided to make them silver this year. So those of you who've already got a couple of these up on your mantelpiece, this will look very nice next to the bronzy coloured ones we've had before. Those of you who want to go for a first one, well, why not make it a silver one? So just to help you decide whether or not you're going to go into that and various other things, I'm very pleased to welcome Sobi Hariharan from our marketing team on. She's our head of commercial activity and various other things there. Sobi, you've got some big announcements to make.
Yes, I do. So is this the most exciting time of the year for our bookkeepers? We are working towards the Bookkeepers Summit, the biggest bookkeeping event in the world, and the only event dedicated to our bookkeepers. So that will be taking place on the 9th and 10th of November of this year. And we are releasing tickets at 3 p.m. today. I'll give you more information about how to get your discount later on. But just to give you a bit of insight about our summit, we are going to be doing it virtual again. So we will be using the Huberlo platform, which we used for the summit last year. We used it for our International Women's Day, and we used it for the Inspire Tour, and we got great feedback from all of you about how great the platform is. So we thought, why not? Let's go ahead and use it again. So there's lots of networking opportunities. There's a lounge, there's a social feed, there's one-to-one messaging and video, as well as group chat. And there's lots of demo rooms hosted by our sponsors as well. So it's a great opportunity for you to meet all your peers, talk about, like-minded subjects. There'll be loads of topics covered during the sessions on the main agenda. We will be holding multiple tracks because there's so much content to fit into 2 days, and we can't possibly put it into one track. So there'll be simultaneous sessions, but the good news is that all sessions will be available to watch on demand for 3 months after the event. So that's great. So the topics that will be covered are kind of updates on VAT and payroll, CIS, personal business and tax. As Jackie mentioned, a lot of the partners are working towards MTD for income tax. So there's a lot going on there. Our favorite topic, AML. There'll be lots of sessions on AML, HR, top tips for growing your practice, hiring staff, charging more for your services. And obviously we always do a training room for our students. So if you're studying level 2, level 3 or level 4, we'll have some bite-sized sessions for you to help you get through that. And then we are also really delighted to announce that our headliners for this year are Auto Entry. And so they will be joining us. They'll be doing a special keynote session for us. And you'll see them a lot more involved in kind of the promotion and throughout the 2 days and the LUCA Awards. We do have our other sponsors confirmed, but we'll tell you that in due course. But of course, all your favorites will be there. I'm working very hard to get their sessions and make sure that they have the right content for all of you. And as Garry mentioned, on the 1st of November, we will be celebrating ICB's 25th anniversary dinner alongside the LUCA Awards. So that will be on the 1st of November at the Londoner. And I know that Garry mentioned in previous ICB TV sessions that we went on a site visit a couple of weeks ago, and it's absolutely beautiful. It's brand new. You'll be one of the first set of people. We're one of the first events taking place there, so it's really exciting. It's right in the middle of London, amongst all the hustle and bustle. And again, as Garry showed you, the LUCA Award is a special edition LUCA Award. It's a silver one, not the normal bronze one. So it's the perfect opportunity to get your entries and nominations in. You would have received an email earlier this week, with a link to the platform we're using to help you submit your entries. So don't hesitate. It's great PR for your practices. It's great to have on your record, build your confidence. So get your nominations in. And yeah, after the success of the dance floor in 2019, where we had our amazing live band, if you did come to the 2019 event, you would have enjoyed the dance floor. We have booked them again because they were so great. We have got great feedback, and we really enjoyed ourselves. We hope you did too. So make sure you bring your dancing shoes along as well. And yeah, it's all taking place in the middle of Global Bookkeeping Week, which is also obviously a really key moment in the bookkeeping calendar. So that's between the 8th and the 12th of November. And as we know, on the Wednesday, which is the 10th of November, which is the second day of the summit, we'll be doing our Razor Cup for all the bookkeepers around the world and for all the hard work that you do. So just to let you know, the tickets, they're going to be £45 for the early bird ticket plus VAT, and then £149 plus VAT for the LUCA Awards dinner. And your special promo code, which Alex will also put into the chat, I think.
Don't tell them yet. They'll switch off.
Okay.
Don't tell them yet.
Tickets are released anyway.
I've just had a personal email here from Jackie saying, Sophie says she's a very scared speaker. Rubbish, she's great. And I agree. Well done, Sophie.
I am the worst public speaker, but thank you.
That is absolute rubbish, Sophie. You're brilliant.
Those of you who don't know Sophie, who've never met Sophie, which I think very few of you will not have met Sophie, she's been with us twice, actually. She joined us many years ago when we were... I forget which office it was in, actually. It was in the...
in the Paul Street.
Paul Street, that's right. And then she left us to go and do a big marketing degree in America, came back, worked for some blue chip companies, and then decided she just couldn't stay away from us. So she, thankfully for us, anyway, she came back. So that's really good. So the prices that Sophie's just mentioned, I cannot believe we're holding the price of the summit yet again this year. But anyway, that's good. It's not a money-making venture. We're trying to get as many in as possible, but obviously we pay for the platform. So every time we register somebody on the platform, it costs us money. So we cover that. As for the dinner, yep. Now that's obviously some of you will say that is a lot of money. Really, for what you're going to get that night, it's worth every single penny. It's going to be a fantastic night. You know, nearly 300 people or so we're expecting there. A really good night of entertainment as far as the brand new spanking one-off silver Lucas are concerned. And then, of course, an evening of dancing, as Sophie has already said. Now, those of you who've witnessed Sylvia Borehill on the floor or Paula Vesey-Smith dancing to baggy trousers, it's worth 170 odd quid just to see that again. So, you know, I mean, come on, let's be fair. It's going to be a fantastic meal. I can tell you, we you know, they are really pushing the boat out for us. Many of you will remember on ICB TV that I walked around Leicester Square once and pointed at Fridays, because that's where we got the idea of Furlough It's Friday from, I suppose. But it was a complete building site, and we were up, I think, 4 or 5 stories with no walls and the wind whistling through. We got hard hats and we were sort of chained to each other so we didn't fall off or get blown away. And they kept telling us how wonderful this was all going to look. And I have to admit, I looked at the graphics and thought, well, I think it will, but I'm really not sure. And I was convinced by Sophie and Amy Copeland, who's at the head of the team, that this was going to be okay. And Agatha Guanaccia, who most of you know, who, by the way, is pregnant, so she is going to be leaving us just after Luca, we believe. We'll see how things go. So good luck her. Yeah, they've all convinced me that it was going to be great. So I went there with everybody last week to do the tasting, week before last, and it's absolutely stunning. It really is. You know, it's a 5-star hotel, but it's full of lounges where we will take over virtually the whole place for the night. So, you know, there'll be quieter places if you can't stand baggy trousers. But yeah, it's going to be great fun. It's going to be fantastic. And the whole it's going to cram a lot in, really. So from the 1st of November with the LUCAs, and then as we've already said, it the following week it's Global Bookkeeping Week. So we've got people from all over the world joining in. Razor Cup Day. I mean, we get tens of thousands of people, bookkeepers from all over the world. Sort of, you know, G'day, and we open up always over in over in New Zealand actually. I was watching somebody on television last night who said I come from New Zealand, which is a small island off Australia. So that didn't go down very well. I'm sure it wouldn't if I said the same, but our team across in New Zealand normally open up, and then we finish off over in Canada and America. And I'm hoping this year I haven't spoken to her yet actually, but I'm hoping that we can talk our good friend across there, Diane Muller, to seal the day for us and close it all down. I'm sure she'll be up for that one. Haven't heard from you for a couple of weeks actually, Dan. I hope the knee operation went okay. But anyway, we'll let you sit that one out if necessary. But really looking forward to it. I've also got Alex on today. Now Alex is normally in the background. He makes everything tick over, except today we got a bit confused, which is why I think I said hello twice for some of you, but never mind. Better to say hello twice than not at all. Alex, you're going to be doing some of the manning of the phones. I gather we've had people ringing in all day today wanting to buy tickets, but they're not available. Is it just on the chime of 3 basically, and they're then available?
Yes.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
There's an interesting comment in from Claire that says, please don't sell out till we get back from the school run.
Well, the good thing about a virtual conference is that we can't sell out, but the LUCA Awards, we are strictly limited on numbers there, because we've got a lot of the good and greats that will be coming along, you know, from the profession and from the institute from around the world and various other things. But the key people there are our UK members, because we started it here in the UK on the 1st of November 1996 as the Institute of Bookkeepers, as most of you will know. Then we added the words certified, and eventually then we took the hyphen out of book-keepers. So we're the Institute of Certified Bookkeepers. And we trace our history back quite some way, because the original Institute of Bookkeepers was formed, I think, in about it's either 14 or 18, 1914 or 1918. So some strange times for forming organizations, but I think we've done a lot in our 25 years, and the 4 of us on today have all done our bit, but we've got so many more people that have been involved with this. And I'm going to call out a few of them on the night, obviously. I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing yet. Nowadays, I take my instructions more than give them, so I'm not quite sure, but you won't keep me away for too long. So that should be good. Have we got any queries or questions up here?
No, but I've got several people think you're fabulous, Sobi. We've got Sylvia and Kirsty and Suzanne have all said how great you're doing, and June. And Sylvia Borhill said the Lucas, best night of the year, really missed it last year. So
yeah, good. No, it will be good. And it will be black tie and posh dress and all the rest of it, or whatever it is you want to wear. We'll expect to be particularly smart, because it is a special occasion. It only happens once every 25 years, and so that'll be great. We do have suggestions for hotels locally for those of you who need to stay. There's a range of hotels, with it being in London. If you want to stop at the London Inn itself, you might need a second mortgage, but there's properties literally within walking distance, and we're holding a few of those, and we'll be giving you information about that. So I think you can get rooms very, very close for about a couple of £100, 220, something like that, and a little bit further away for under 100. So it is going to be a fantastic night. And if you imagine everything that normally goes on in Leicester Square, this is going to be fantastic. We have our own special entrance to the hotel. All the floors, as I say, I think it's 4 floors in total within the conference section and the gala dinner section. They'll be ours for the night, so we'll be putting on all sorts of things in there. And we've got a few tricks up our sleeve as well. Just let me get those prices repeated, because I've written them down, but I've written them down in such a mess I can't remember what they are.
Before we do that, I think Alex has another exciting announcement.
Oh right, Alex.
The summit. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks, Zoe. So I can't give you too much information because it's still just being finalised. But for the summit, we are going to give you guys the option to have a coin, so a silver coin, and to give you a perspective. Sorry, can you guys all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Fantastic. So to give you guys a perspective, this is the size of a £1 coin, and then we've got a sample coin of what you will be getting. And look at that. Look at the size difference. So these are big, hefty coins, and we can't give you too much information, like I said. But part of the design will be a certain Luca Pacioli on one of the sides. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. They'll come in some nice packaging, and it'll make you feel all special and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, like I said, we can't give you too much information, but something we're really looking forward to releasing.
And they're going to be limited editions, so this is a one-off. It's the sort of thing that you can hang on to.
Yes.
Years and years ago, I worked for an organisation called the International Chip Snacks Association, or ICSA, and I went to their dinner, and they gave me this little commemorative dish. And I thought, oh, well, you know, and if I think it went into the attic or somewhere or another. And I saw somebody on eBay recently selling one for £75. So yeah, you never know. It might be worth something. So the idea is that you get it and then you save it so that you then match it with the gold one you get when we celebrate our 50th. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
But anyway.
And they're not coins. They're not like coin for coin collectors. So we don't want you selling them on auction or anything like that. These are to keep. Please.
Right. I'm just being prompted. The word I was looking for was commemorative. I'm not sure what that means, but I obviously said the wrong word. Did I say something wrong? Never mind.
Well, it's a hard word to spell, I find, but yes, commemorative.
Commemorative. Yeah. Well, basically, you keep.
How many ends?
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
Three.
You can't get the fit, can you? That's a problem. So, just to let you know that, just in line with everybody else, ICB is intending to do slightly different things with its staff and its working arrangements moving forward. Obviously, COVID has changed the entire world, and we don't want to rush back to the 9 to 5 drudgery. And those of you who have ever travelled in the morning and evening on a packed tube will know exactly what I mean. So, but some of our team will be working certainly at least 3 days of the week from the office. You won't notice the difference. It won't matter where they are. You'll still be contacted and contactable because, one of the big advantages ICB had on day one of lockdown is that we just all picked up our phones and our computers and walked home with them and just plugged them into home, and then they worked. And I think I think I'm right in saying we didn't have any break-in service at all. So we left, half the team went in the morning, team went in the afternoon, and it was all up and working immediately. We have Julius Tafora, our FD, who just believes he's a techie wizard. He actually set that all up for us, and that's been absolutely great. So, but we are thinking of coming back at least part-time. Some people, particularly the young people like Alex, who's not really had much time working in an office, having come straight out of university and got a few days with us before we got locked down, or locked up, some people would say. So yeah, that's going to be some changes there. That's just so that you know it won't make any difference to what we do. It just means that as far as the team is concerned, we might actually get to meet. I think we've met everybody now, but there was a stage when we were interviewing and employing our new members of our team, and we hadn't actually met them. But I think we've met them all now, so that'll be good. And it'll be good because also it means that we can all get together around the table before the LUCAs, before the summit, and make sure that we're all getting everything ready for you, because again, it's going to be a fantastic event. We anticipate somewhere in the region of 300 people to the dinner, and probably the best part of 2,500 at the summit, hopefully even more. So that's it.
We've got a couple of questions. Naomi's come in and asked for Technical Tuesday, MTD for ITS, particularly with Zero. Well, What I would suggest is to have a look at the Sage webinar, because that's going to look at what Sage are doing and how the software is going to run for that. And then maybe we can perhaps approach Xero and see if they're willing to come on and talk about what they're doing as well. But leave that with us, Naomi. We'll get back to you on that.
Right, Pauline Chapman says, is episode 160 of Wages Wednesday available to view? Because she was babysitting. I know the feeling, I was as well. So, Alex?
Yeah, so the link to that, along with the Q&A, will be sent over this afternoon to everyone. So, yes.
There we have it. Yeah, Elena she is our chief executive out in the Ukraine. Very big supporters of ICB and ICFM, which is our sister sort of organization out in Eastern Europe. And she says, hello from the Ukrainian delegation. We plan to attend Summit and LUCA, 15 people coming to London. So that'll be absolutely fantastic. It'll be fantastic to see you here again, Elena, and the rest of your team. And yeah, that's fantastic. What else have we got in here? Sorry, I'm scrolling down here. I'm on a different computer.
Yeah, I think the rest were lots of comments about Sobi. Which is great. And yeah,
Alex, you get used to this. I sit here all day and all I do is praise Jackie. So now we're sitting here, you and I, waiting while they praise Sobi. You know,
absolutely.
Anyway, so no, so I don't think we've got much on the technical front left to talk about. We have got some things coming up in and around. I mean, we're not just sort of closing down so that we're building it all into Summit Week. That's definitely not going to be the case. We've got lots of other things coming up, some of which I've already alluded to. We haven't quite managed to pull them together yet. We're still waiting to get Isaac and the London Gospel Choir on here to tell us all about him, and probably a bit about his choir as well. And what was the name of the group? You mentioned it was the same group as last time. What were they called?
You know what? I actually don't have the name of the band. I was hoping you can ask Gary.
Well, I'm here. That's my job.
The Lionels?
Lionels, yes.
Lionels.
Lionels.
Not Lionel Messi. Yeah, the Lionels. All Lionels.
Actually, for a cover band, they were really, really good. I mean, they're good musicians, good singers, and they were absolutely non-stop from start to finish. I think they're doing 2 sessions with a bit of a DJ break in the middle. Is that right? Kirsty St. John. Hi, Kirsty. The band were great. They were. And I've been to a few parties where you've got a band that does the old faithful music, you know, and some of them are really quite, but they were brilliant. Yeah, well, they are. I mean, you get some screechers out the front there who think they are Whitney Houston or something or other. And of course,
the message from Tina said you're doing fantastic as well, Gary.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. No, that's not. I wasn't fishing for compliments, but yeah, very good. Make a note of that lady's name. She's going to go far. Anyway, of course, Sobi is a dancer in her own right. You know, I mean, she actually switches her shoes, puts on her dancing shoes, and I've seen her do a fair bit of dancing in her time. Haven't seen Alex hit the floor yet, but we'll have to see how that one goes. We're all going to be there, the entire team from wherever they are spread across the country. They'll be there for the day. We've got a few meetings going on in the morning of the Monday, and probably a few things the following day as well, because we'll have everybody in one place. And as you've just seen from Ukraine, we've got people coming from all over the world to join us. We might have a few messages as well from people who can't quite get here, but it's all good fun. I mean, 25 years is a long time. I mean, Jackie, I mean, we've been working with you ever since then. I mean, you didn't actually join us full time, but you were in one of the colleges.
I think I've done 20, because I joined 1st of January 2000, so 21 years. Right. I think since I first joined, yeah. But of course, we go back beyond that, don't we? Just quickly, Gary, there's a question from Claire's looking at the view behind you and said, is that a giant wine rack on the wall behind you in the corner?
Well, actually, yes, it is. I've got 2 wine racks. They're huge. They're on either side of those windows. But whoever built the house and put them in there didn't realise that actually this is a very sunny room. So you can't put wine in there, else it gets overheated. So I have instead this thing behind me here if you can see, I don't know if you can see that. That's actually a refrigerator, so that we keep our wine in there. The house I'm in at the moment was actually built by Kevin Keegan, for those of you who remember the curly-haired footballer, way back in the 70s. So he's not been around for a while. Unfortunately, every postman that comes said, "Did you know Kevin Keegan used to live here?" And I got fed up with saying yes, and now they say, "Nah, really?" Anyway, so yeah, so I think he must have drunk a lot of wine, but never mind. Have we got anything? I don't think I've got anything else to say either, really, at the moment, because that was a load of exciting announcements. I need to let people get off anyway and start. Well, in the old days, remember, Jackie, if we were ringing somewhere, we could use a dial phone. We could ring all of the numbers bar the last one, and then when you hit the time, if you could actually then press the last number, and it worked. Nowadays, if you don't press the last number quickly enough, it goes off again, doesn't it? So, we've had some good stuff like that. So, I mean, this has been quite a week. We've got Elton John tickets going on sale. We've got ABBA tickets going on sale. But best of all, we've got the LUCAs and we've got the Summits tickets going on sale. So this is quite a week for things. So are you going to I think we won't wait till 3. So what is the code, please? And how do they get these tickets, and where do they put this code?
So just to reiterate, the ticket prices are £45 plus VAT for the Summit, and £149 plus VAT for the LUCA Awards. There are discounts available if you're purchasing for you and your team. So if you're purchasing 5 or more tickets, there is a discount on those tickets. So the promo code is ICB TV, all in caps, in capital letters, uppercase. So ICB TV.
And if you find somebody puts in as the code ICB all in caps, will you let me know if it is, and we'll out them on the next program? But never mind. Now, just to go over that again, the tickets to the dinner. That's the dinner only. It's the reception beforehand. It's the dinner. It's the LUCA Awards ceremony, and it's the dancing afterwards. It's that whole evening. And then the summit is for the Tuesday and Wednesday. So that's the 9th and the 10th. And that's everything that is included within that, including all of the platforms and everything else. Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know if you've seen the question from Sylvie. She said, is it sort of like a sliding discount the more tickets you buy? If you buy blocks of 5?
So it's just blocks of 5 or more, and it will be the same discount. I think, actually, I don't know from the top of my head what the percentage discount is, but there is a discount. For 5 or more tickets, it's just a flat rate discount on those tickets.
And if you're coming to the LUCA Awards, if you want to go completely mad and buy a table, then there is a big discount as well. Alex, you told me before what the discount was. So if you're buying a whole table, it's what's that? 1,790 for 10 people at the table. So what does it work out for the others? You reduce the individual price.
Yeah. So for 10 people, it's £126. 50 pence. So that works out as a discount of what's that? Just on £24 roughly, or 20. Yeah. So
yeah, that's
a
not
big
bad.
discount nonetheless. Yeah. So maths is my forte.
So you can get half a table as well, did you say?
Yes. So a table for 5 people, that's £134.
Right. But if you do a 5, you share with some other person that's also bought 5. It's not. We don't have a smaller table somewhere. No, joins them together. Yeah, it's all right. Just want to clarify because we always get asked questions like this. Kirsty's just said that's a 15% discount. Well done, Kirsty. That's great.
And Sylvia, yes, all of the prices include VAT. And there's only 100 tickets available with the promo code. So book straight away to avoid disappointment.
So Claire, get your running shoes on to get back from school.
And it starts at 3, yeah? Is that right?
Yeah. So the promo code will give you £5 off the ticket. Even if you book a block of 5, you'll get £5 off each ticket using that promo code.
So Kirsty St. John says, hold on a second, I missed that. Is it £126 plus VAT? That's for the table.
That's plus VAT.
That was for the table of 10.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Plus that,
okay.
which is £25.30.
And Suzanne Proctor, she's up in Scotland, so it takes a while for things to get up there, and she's missed it. So what was the promo code again?
ICB TV, all in uppercase.
And it should be on the chat line for you to see on your screen on the chat.
I'll put it in the
list.
chat line. I'll put it in the chat
Yeah.
line for everyone. Yeah. ICB TV, all uppercase, all one word.
And Sobi, where did they find the list of local hotels? Are you providing the list, or
they will be emailed to you later, closer to the time. We'll get you a list of group discounted hotels available within the area.
okay? And Sylvia's just asked, can she book the group online and it will automatically apply the discount?
Yeah, that's correct. You don't need to phone in. You can do that all online.
Excellent. Oh, well, that's good. Right. Well, I think that's about it. I've got to go away and read a 20 or 30 page report from the Treasury, which is they're going to be releasing, and we've got to put our statistics in there of what we're doing and everything else. So that makes some nice reading. Apart from that, I'm hoping that we have a reasonably good weekend, and I hope you all have a great weekend as well with the weather that you require. And I've this morning spoke to two people, one who was hoping for rain to help the garden and one who was hoping for sun so they could be in the garden. So, you know, you can't please all of the people all of the time, and you certainly don't seem to be able to please gardeners. Thank you, Alex, for coming on and do your bit. Thank you also to Shy Sobi for coming on and doing hers. I didn't think you were going to stop. Yeah, that was really, really good. URL for bookings, please.
We will get that sent out to you all at 3 o'clock.
It's going out at 3. Okay. Right. Okay. Well, that's good. So we're sending a blanket email at 3 o'clock. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. So stand by your calculators or your computers or whatever. All right, everybody. Again, thank you, Jackie. Not as much to say this week, but nonetheless, all is very important. And as I mentioned before, we are looking at what comes on instead of thank Furlough It's Friday, because I think Furlough is just about past it now. But there's still lots to do. We're looking at quite a few changes taking place. We were going to do a few more things earlier on, but what we've done, we've held it a little bit so that as soon as Furlough disappears, we will rejig and do a number of different things. So we've got a lot of different ideas. And if there's anything that you think you'd like to see on ICB TV, as always, please let us know. Jackie's already, as you said, about subjects for Technical Tuesdays. Any ideas you have for other things that you'd like to see on here, then please let us know. We're only here because you keep tuning in. So sounds a bit like a Radio 1 DJ, really, don't I? Never mind. So have a lovely weekend, everybody, and see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.